Are you interested in macaws? Are you thinking about getting a pet macaw? Do you want to learn about macaws? Great! Tonight, Josh Watts and Alex Cardinale will have a discussion on the awesome parrot known as macaws. Macaws come from Central and South America and are popular pet birds. As beautiful as they are also very intelligent and can even learn to talk. They have a strong bite and strong personalities. Popular macaw species include the blue and gold macaw, the scarlet macaw, the military macaw and the hyacinth macaw. Tonight, we will introduce macaws to you and discuss the basics you need to know. Post any questions on macaws you have in the comments. Now live from Australia is the Josh Watts and live from Florida is Alex Cardinale.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a very special live stream. Tonight, we are going to be talking about macaws. And I'm going to be having a very special host with me who is here to talk to us about macaws. Macaws are one of my favorite birds. So let me introduce my host, Mr. Josh Watts. Josh, how are you doing today, sir?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm ready to talk about macaws. They're one of my favorite parrots.
They are my favourite. I love them.
So if you have any questions on macaws, feel free to post them in the comments below. Today, Josh and I are going to introduce you to macaws and tell you everything you need to know about macaws.
Yep, that's the way we're going to do this one. My favourite subject.
So how about we start off with a little tribute?
Yep, sure, go ahead.
I know you love your macaws. They're very cool.
Yeah, and on the lookout in the next...
So how about we start with the tribute to JoJo and Casey?
Yep, sure.
I know you were devastated when you lost JoJo and Casey, so we'll do a tribute to start the show for you.
Yeah, sure.
You'll take away the
Thank you. So that was a special tribute to JoJo and Casey, two of Josh's parrots that passed away. They were very beautiful.
Yeah, they were good birds. A lot of training done, especially with JoJo, with the last bopping and saying hello. And the high fives, he always used to give high fives.
I'm sorry you lost them. They were very gorgeous.
Yeah, that's just the cruel part of
So, how did you
owning
get into
birds.
macaws?
Oh, how I got into owning them. They weren't my, I'll be honest, they weren't my first bird of choice. But I saw a fella in a shopping centre. He had a blue and gold macaw, and it was on a harness, and he dressed his bird up with like a cowboy hat and with the vest and everything, with the harness over the top, and I just fell in love with macaws from then, and that's going back 8 or 9 years ago. I was swore to myself, if I could ever afford one, I'm going to get one. And yeah, that wish came true. So how the story goes is I bought not KC, I bought Jojo for my partner as our first anniversary gift. So Jojo I bought for my partner, and I fell in love with him with almost straight away. And I said to her, I now want to get one of my own. We've got a boy now, we've got Jojo. I want to find another blue and gold, a female. And my partner went, well, what about we name her KC, as in Jojo and KC,
Casey and Jojo.
yeah, KC and Jojo. And I went, it's got a ring to it. And yeah, that's history. We ended up with two really good, loving macaws. But the unfortunate part is they passed away from a virus, which I don't recommend on anybody. It's cruel. It's a cruel disease, especially for macaws.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, I knew nothing about it until I took Casey to an Avarian vet, and the Avarian vet is one of the best in the industry here, or if not the best. And he was skeptical, so they just ran the normal questions: what are you feeding them? How are you feeding them? Wanted to know about conditions of the cage, how clean their cages are, all the typical things they've got to run down to eliminate the process side of it. And in the end, they did a blood sample on KC and stool samples and everything, and they came back, told me it's sounding very much like PDD, or for people that don't know what PDD is, another easier way for a person to understand, it's called Bornavirus, or it's wasting disease for a macaw. It's fatal in the end. It's sometimes with macaws, they can live with it and it won't affect them. In the more dire circumstances, once they've got it, it can be a slow or it could be a very fast downhill ride. And unfortunately, we were on the severe end of it. And yeah, I lost KC to it, and then a couple of months later, I lost Jojo to it. But Bornavirus can be passed on. They say in reports that it can be passed on from droppings or dust, and with us, it would have been more of, to the point, it would have been the feather dust and things like that. But they both were separated. They weren't in the same cage, but they could see each other. They could talk to each other. And yeah, they both just went down. Well, Casey was the first one. She fought a really good battle. God bless her. It got her in the end. With Jojo, it hit him, and it hit him hard and fast. Not even 12 hours. So Bornavirus, I don't wish it.
Hopefully, you can prevent this in the.
Yeah, as I was just saying, I don't wish any macaw breeder to go through or an owner, especially an owner, to go through what I did, or what, not just myself, but also my partner, what we've gone through since January the 24th with KC. Then period of just over 3 months, 3 to 4 months, it hit Jojo. It hit Jojo within a 24-hour period, probably not even that, 12 hours. It was fine of a morning, then of an afternoon, I noticed something's not right. And because it was a public holiday, I couldn't get him into Jojo to see an Avarian vet. And yeah, the sad part is Jojo passed away in my partner's arms, where he should have been, just like KC did with myself. It's sad. It just hits you when you least expect it. You have the memories back, and you know something in the house is not right. And, you know, it's not the birds that you love are not there anymore. But we've grieved. We're moving on, but we're going so slow this time with a different breeder this time than the original one. So yeah, always with macaws is ask questions, especially to a breeder. Make sure you know what you're on about, because there are breeders out there that are really nasty. I can't mention names, but there are some breeders out there that'll just push birds. They don't care. They're just after the money.
That's unfortunate. So what do you like about macaws?
Their temperament. It's just, to be honest, owning a macaw is like a permanent, dedicated, having a 2-year-old constantly for up to 80 to 90 years. They could live longer. It just depends how well you look after them. Permanently having a child with you. But it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're very long-lived birds.
Yeah, and they're very temperamental, but they can, well, how can I put it? They can be you've always got to have that theory inside your mind. You buy a macaw, you've got to be fully committed to owning a macaw. It's just something you can put in a cage and walk away and leave it.
So what should people know about macaws?
With owning macaws, there's a lot of factors, and one is you've got to be well, not one. There's several, so meaning many. With owning macaws, you've got to be completely and utterly committed and devoted to a macaw before you own one. If you're not sure on the temperament of macaws, just go to a zoo or approach a breeder at a bird expo or a show, or someone that does own macaws, and just slowly interact with macaws, get the feeling of how they are to yourself and to other people, because macaws are a very sociable bird. They're very intelligent. They're up there with the African greys. They're highly intelligent. They're not silly. They need a lot of attention, and you've got to show them love, constantly show them love, and let them be them. Let them fly around inside. If you've got a macaw and you want them as an inside bird, let them fly around inside the house.
So would you say a macaw would be a good first bird for someone, or are they more advanced?
More advanced. If a person just wants to own a very first bird, you could, to be honest, to buy your very first bird, I'd look at an Indian ringneck or an Alexandrine. There'll be more of Alexandrines, especially if they're hand raised. That's the key with owning a bird. Make sure if you want a bird and you want to interact with it, make sure it's hand raised, and it's hand raised and hand reared sort of thing. It's the same thing. You'll interact with that bird. Get used to it. It won't take you overnight. It'll take you months to, if not years, to gain a trust for you to understand how to look after a bird. Once you've overcome your fears, especially if you've got a fear of larger birds, a good way to break it, because I had a fear of large birds, but that's now gone, is start with something small or medium size. So an Alexandrine, just a standard, or a Nepalese. Nepalese Alexandrines are your largest of the Alexandrine parakeets. They're an awesome bird to start off with.
That's good to know. So I have a bird named after me.
Yeah, but a bird is for everybody. Now, regardless if you love canaries, love budgies, or conures. Conures are cheeky buggers too. I've got one. I've got a sun conure. But with parrots or parakeets, be wary. Every bird will show a bluffing stage, and the way for a person that is unknown with birds but wants to get into them, especially with ringnecks, they're the classic for this one. With a ringneck, watch their eyes. Their pupil or their iris of their eyes will be really big. You know, we're happy-go-lucky. I don't mind. But if you try to pick them up with your hand and they're not used to it, their iris will go small, or their pupil will go real small to the size of a pinhead, and it'll go up, down, up, down. He's saying, he or she is saying, try your luck and see what happens. Put your hand in and I'll bite you. So if you see the eye go up, down, especially with the ringneck, Alexandrines do it too. Actually, any bird does, but they're the two biggest offenders of it. They'll bluff. They're there to test an owner, see if they got the guts to put up with them, and you got to let them know who's boss.
There's your Alex go.
I imagine my Alex have a very strong bite.
Yeah, they do.
Alexandrines do, but Macaws, oh yeah, they've got a good bite on them up to, from what I've known and what I've understood with Macaws, they have a biting pressure. Here's something for all your viewers. Think of Macaws. Just think of its beak. Its biting pressure, its downforce on its beak is anywhere between 250 psi, that's pounds per square inch, up to 600 pounds per square inch, depending on that species of macaw. So if you go to your hyacinth macaws, which are extremely expensive, and you may as well say if you want a hyacinth macaw, a genuine, well-looked-after one, you could buy a Ferrari for that. And that's being honest. They are expensive and they are endangered. So you'll go on a special program no matter where you are if you want to own a hyacinth macaw. They're awesome birds. I've only ever seen one.
So let's talk about the diets for macaws.
Oh, you might have a bit of technical issues, but I think I know what you were getting at about the diet. So with macaws, have a balanced diet for a macaw.
Yes, the diet. What should macaws eat?
So with macaws, a good balanced diet. So, excuse me, balance out their diet of macaw pellets. So, macaw pellets, fresh fruit and veggies, and you can throw some seed in with it too. But the critical thing with seed, and I can't stress this enough, I say this to any person that wants to own a bird, especially a parrot like a macaw or a parrot or a parakeet. Look at your sunflowers seeds. If they're black and white, stay away from them. They're high in fat, no good for a bird of any kind. If you're looking at seed mix, especially with the sunflower seeds, that is the key giveaway if it's any good for your bird. The sunflower seed, if it's silver or grey with the white stripe through them, good seed. If it's pure black or black and white, don't even go there. Find something, go somewhere like a produce store for not just birds, but more your cattle and those sort of things, because there'll be bird seed, those sort of things that they should have. Look at that sunflower seed. That's the key. That sunflower seed. If it's silver and white or grey and white, you're on a good wicket. If it's pure black or black and white, don't go near it, and don't feed it to any bird. Unless you own chickens, they'd probably eat it, but I wouldn't give it to a parrot.
So I actually have a couple of images that are very good about a parrot's diet. These are approved fruits that you can give to a macaw. So such as apples, apricots, bananas, cactus fruit or prickly pear, cantaloupe, cherries, citrus fruit, clementines, coconuts, dates, dragon fruit, figs, grapes, etc. So these are all approved fruits that you can give to your macaw. And on the other end of the spectrum, we have the vegetable list. So vegetables can be artichokes, beetroots, broccoli, broccolini, broccoli rabe, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, and a whole bunch of others, including zucchini. So these are all commonly available vegetables you can feed your macaw.
Yep, or not just the macaw, but
to avoid.
Yep. Pay particular note with that one, especially all of them. Especially I'd say the first one. I think it says avocado. Avocado. For anyone that wants to own a bird, and I'll give you as an insight. This is how deadly avocado is. Avocado has an acid in with the flesh, with the fruit side of it. It'll take 20 minutes for avocado to turn a bird's crop sour and then intoxify its blood. And then within 20 minutes, your bird's laying flat on the ground, legs up. Let's not go there. Never, ever, ever, ever feed a bird of any kind avocado. And the others are just common sense, like there's alcohol. I've heard people give birds alcohol. Stupid. Chocolate is that's silly, because chocolate is just like if you own a dog, or a cat, or both. You feed them chocolate, see what happens. You're up for a very expensive vet bill. With a bird, you feed chocolate, it's game over within 10 minutes because the sugar content. Everything that you see on this list, not to give a bird, take in hard notice. Never feed a bird anything on that do not feed list. I can't stress that enough. And there's seeds down the bottom there too, what not to give a bird. And one seed in there, very common, and it can be easily missed, is apple seeds. For people that don't know about apple seeds are your most purest form of arsenic. It'll take 200 grams of feeding a bird apple seeds. to instantly kill them, regardless wild or a variant, whatever. You love your bird, you don't feed apple seeds.
That's very well said. So apple seeds are deadly for parrots.
Any bird, regardless. There's the arsenic that's inside apple seeds is lethal. It's just like arsenic would do to humans. It's exactly the same.
So how often should parrots be getting fresh fruits and vegetables?
For macaws, daily. For your parakeets, same, daily. But it's just common sense. You can overfeed birds and you can also underfeed them. So with macaws, the good tip is buy yourself a pizza tray, a round, flat pizza tray. Grab some corn, make sure all the skin and all that sort of stuff is off it. Cut it in half again, and then cut it in quarters. Because macaws have got big feet, but they can't grip onto a corn cob properly. So you make their job a bit easier. So cut it in small bits. They'll go to town on it. They'll even eat the core in the middle. And just experiment with the to-do fruit and veg list, because that's the key to a good, healthy, long-living macaw. And if they don't like the corn, which I can't see a bird saying they don't like corn, another good substitute is calcium liquid, because calcium comes from corn and it also comes from the cuttlefish bone. So you got the best of both worlds. You give a macaw a cuttlefish bone, they'll destroy it and they'll just eat it after they've broken it down into a powder inside their mouth. There's your purest form of calcium as well.
So what are some tips for keeping macaws?
For keeping macaws, all right, one critical tip, and I stress this to anyone. Before you buy a macaw, first things first, look at the cage. Don't go secondhand. Don't ever go a secondhand cage, because you don't know what's on that cage when you bring it home. It could be anything. It could be beak and feather. Or worse. If you're stuck and you've got to go a secondhand cage, look for a chemical called F10. It's a disinfectant spray. Buy it in concentrate and water it down into a spray bottle. Spray over the cage. Make sure there's nothing in there and it's well ventilated. No other birds, fish tanks or whatever close by. Spray it. Put the cage out in the sun and leave it there for about an hour, because the sun will help kill whatever's on there too. But if you want to go brand new, the bigger the cage, and I mean big, the better, because a macaw needs room to move around. You don't want to keep a macaw stuck inside a cage day in, day out. They need the room to spread their wings and fly around. So just a cage over night time. You can feed them in the cage over night time, their water, a couple of toys, some hard wooden toys. I wouldn't go acrylic because they'll break them. Macaws are a destructive bird, but they're a lot of fun. And always have something on hand to keep them stimulated. If a macaw's happy, especially blue and golds, and with harlequin macaws, their nostrils, they'll go pink. If it got this pink ring around them on their nostrils, they're happy. They're blushing, so you know they're happy. Macaw, those two that I'm aware of, I'm not sure about the others if they do it, but those two, the harlequins and the blue and gold macaws, are classics for blushing. If if a macaw's happy, especially out of those two species, and they're happy, you're laughing. If it's not and it's white, just keep an eye on them and just watch their behaviour and see if they show aggression. If they do, you treat them like a 2-year-old. Just give them a tap on the beak, like a hand or a finger, and just tap them on the beak. Not too hard, but hard enough, and put them away. And be stern with them and leave them for an hour, and then let out again. If they still show that behaviour, do it again. Just leave them there for a while. They'll snap out of it. The next minute, they'll follow you around like a bad smell.
That's cool. So can you get macaws to actually talk?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not hard. With getting macaws to talk, start off with the simple ones, just the simple words, hello, and just keep saying it over and over. If you get sick of hearing yourself saying hello, get yourself a one of those voice recorders, or even if you've got an old phone, hit voice record and just say hello into it and leave a space, and then just have it on replay and just hit play and let them hear it. And within a couple of months, they'll pick it up, and then the next minute you're going to have a bird. It'll bop its head up and down saying hello to you all the time. And then the hard part is telling them to shut up or keep quiet. They won't. They're very, very sociable birds.
That's kind of cool, though, that they can talk.
Oh, the best bird that could talk, would have been Jojo.
So
Jojo. He wouldn't shut up. It was always hello, scratches, high fives. He would actually have his hand up and just go high five. If he wanted to scratch, he'd put his head down and he'd want you to scratch him on the head. He'd go kisses and he'd blow your kisses. And because I've got a female Nepalese Alexandrine inside, when she's loud and it used to get on Jojo's nerves, you'd just hear him, Chloe, shut up, or he might drop the occasional F-bomb. So just be careful what you say around your birds, especially because they pick up on it real quick. Oh, but that's,
oh my God! If I had a parrot here.
That's why I've got to bring that inside. He won't shut up either. No offense to your viewers, but I've got a ringneck inside. He's a Latino. His name's Cheeky. He's cheeky. I named him Cheeky for a reason. He'll stand up on the edge of his corner of his cage, spread eagled, and I mean literally spread eagled, rub his beak up and down on the bars, and always go, "Come on, Cheeky," but so it's Kiki. He'll be going, "Come on, Kiki, come on, Kiki." He'll move his head back, move it to the side or whatever, and he'll say, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" If you pay no attention to him, he'll tell you literally where to go or let me out. Literally plain as day, clear it. I've had people walk in and he just yells out, "Let me out." So we know where he's learnt that off. Yeah, my partner.
Me.
Yeah, she's just behind the phone here going, me. So all birds are smart and very cheeky. So for intelligence-wise, macaws, you can't go past them. Especially your blue and golds, your harlequins will do it. Scarlets are a nice bird, but scarlets are very temperamental as well. They've got from what I've heard from contacts that I have here that breed macaws, and they say scarlets can be very temperamental. They can turn without you knowing, and they say if you want to get into macaws, blue and golds are your best ones, or harlequins. Your green wings are not too bad. Yeah, scarlets are real highly advanced for macaw owners, or you've got a lot of time, you've got a lot of patience. Go a scarlet. you get a scarlet, someone gets a scarlet, you'll make me jealous because that is my dream macaw, but they're just so expensive here, like the hyacinths macaws.
I think my dream macaw would be the hyacinth or the military macaw.
Or the Hans macaw. Hans macaw are the smallest ones. They're not a bad macaw either. Hyacinth. Have you got enough? I'll just say this not without being a smart ass bugger.
Robber bank.
Rob a bank. That's what my partner said. Rob a bank or start saving your pennies. It's going to take you a long time to own one.
More tangible in the bank.
Blue and golds are actually nice too. They come from South
Blue and gold.
America.
Yeah, blue and golds are the most common. On the domestic side of macaw owners. Blue and golds. People love it. Macaw owners will go anything if they've got the room, or they like the picture or like the look of that certain macaw. Some like the military macaws, some like the Hans macaws, which are a smallish macaw. Some will go to the blue and golds or go to hyacinth macaws and your harlequins, your scarlets, your blue-fronted macaws, which are extremely rare, and I think they're a hybrid. But the world's your oyster when it comes to macaws. If you're going to get a macaw, there's just so much you've got to look into, and with going to own a macaw, and how I've said in the past, especially with say like African cichlids, do your research. You have to do your research if you want to own a macaw. You must. Don't take shortcuts. Take your time. Join macaw groups. Ask your questions from people that actually do own them. That's how you're going to learn. The right way, you might pick up a couple of bad tips, but you always ask questions and you weigh out those bad ones, and you'll know in the end what's right and what's wrong when you own a macaw or macaws. Macaws are just so hands-on, full-on. They're a lot of fun, but can also bring a lot of heartache. So macaws, always before you commit to buying a macaw. I'll go back to this subject because I missed out a bit. Before you buy a macaw, you've met the macaw, you've interacted with it. Before you put $1 down, ask that breeder. You want a full blood work done on it, on that bird. So that's seeing if there's any diseases like beak and feather, any form of displacement, everything. And the main one that they'll never, an ovarian vet won't do, because it's not commonly asked, get your macaw tested for Bornavirus. All it is a quick blood sample or a stool sample. It gets sent to a lab. The results could be back within 2 or 3 days. But it's a lot of work for an ovarian vet in a lab to strip stool samples or blood all the way back to basically clear liquid to see if the protozoan of the virus, a Bornavirus, is present in that bird. If it is present, and you will get told directly from your ovarian vet, this bird has Bornavirus, they will recommend don't touch it, and some of them are really good and will steer you in the right direction to a good breeder that they bring their birds in to check before they sell them or a handover or whatever. Always ask and make sure your macaw is microchipped in case your macaw escapes or gets stolen. Don't need the leg ring, just that microchip.
I'm glad you brought that up because here in South Florida, there are some feral macaws living around.
Oh, feral is in wild paws?
Yes, wild, but we're not native.
Oh, if they're wild, that's the best part. If you're privileged enough to see a wild macaw out in the open, and you want to get them, bring them closer, just get a plate and put some sunflower seeds and mix a bit of fruit or just a little bit of veg with it. Oh, they'll see it and they'll come straight down and eat it there, and you can take all your happy snaps and photos, but don't try and handle them. They will take your finger off. Observe them from a distance.
That's true.
I just missed that bit. Your audio just went.
And they live a lot.
Yeah, but of course, are fun. Any bird is really just time and patience. It's all it is. It's just like if you own an aquarium, just lots of time and patience. That's all it is. Just like if you own an aquarium.
That's true. Do you have anything else you want to talk about for macaws?
Oh, if anyone's, yeah. Now I mentioned this to you in private. Now, for a person that wants to get a macaw and they want to keep them outside, and you build an aviary for that macaw, and you've got it, and you're using galvanized steel. Don't put your macaw in there. As soon as you've finished welding it and you filed everything down, you'll kill your bird. Here's the trick. If you've built an aviary or you've bought one, have a bucket, just a normal kitchen bucket or something like that. Fill it with hot water and put vinegar in it. And have a sponge in one hand and on standby a dry cloth. As soon as you've washed down a segment of that galvanized steel, you're neutralizing the steel. It won't rust, but you're taking the coating off, which the coating of galvanized steel is zinc. Zinc will kill a bird, especially a parrot, no matter what. Same with your cages. Wash them down in hot water and vinegar and then dry them off. Put them in the sun, and then you're right to go. It's not a 5-minute job. It'll take you about an hour or two for a cage. For an aviary, about 5 to 6 hours, because you won't go over it once. You've got to go over it about 3 or 4 times just to keep your mind, have your peace of mind. That's the critical key if you want to keep your birds outside in a good suspended aviary or something like that, is make sure you wash down your galvanized steel, especially your mesh, your posts, any form of welding. Always wash it down in hot water and vinegar, and that process has got to be done once every 8 months to a year. The more frequent you do it, you're not going to cause it to rust or rust on its own anyway, but every 8 to 12 months is your maximum. 12 months your maximum. 8 months, you'd be starting to think, yeah, I think it's time I got to wash the bird cage. And all you do with the birds, if they're macaws, just grab them and put them inside, or put them in their nighttime cage if you've got a big enough cage for them inside, and let them be in the cage while you're washing down the aviary.
That's some very good information there.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've taken on board from day one of owning a macaw. I asked that question first, and I've always had the same answer. Make sure you wash it down with hot water and vinegar. The moment it's erected or you've finished building it or whatever, always wash them down with hot water and vinegar, a wet sponge or a chucks or something, and a dry cloth, because you don't want the zinc to resettle back on the galvanized steel mesh.
So macaws can actually be outside too?
Yeah, they can be outside, providing you've got a big enough aviary in a yard. An ideal size for a macaw in an aviary. I'll talk metric scale here. So a minimum size is 4 meters. So that's about 15 feet or thereabouts. So 4 meters by 2.8 deep, and the height you want to go, say 7 feet, say 2,100 or thereabouts. They need the room to open up their wings and fly around. They're just confined in a small little piddly-weak outdoor aviary. They won't survive. They'll need that room to open up their wings and fly around.
That's cool. That's good to know.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm
what should we
more than
talk
willing.
about next week?
Oh, whatever you like.
We'll think of something.
Let's leave that to your viewers. Let's see what they want. They want me to discuss or explain to them next week. I'm all ears. I'm open to suggestions.
Good idea. I like that.
Yeah, it could be, say, for instance, a live Q&A.
Let's do that next week. That'll be a great show. So we'll do a live Q&A on macaws and African cichlids.
Yeah, whatever they like.
Perfect. That sounds like a great show.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Actually, people put me to the test. So that's what I like. I like a good challenge.
That's good. I do too.
Yeah, that's the good part about it, is the challenge.
That's true. Well, I want to thank you so much for a great show on macaws. I had a blast today.
Yeah, no problems. Hopefully in the next, say, 6 months, we'll have a macaw on my shoulder again.
That would be awesome. I can't wait to see your new macaw.
Yeah, I just got to bribe the better half. We need to get another one.
You don't have to bribe very hard.
All right, she's saying I don't have to bribe very hard, so that's easy done. All right, macaw it is.
I have a macaw, but it's a plushie.
Well, there's a good way for your viewers. They want to teach a bird how to harness training. Use a harness on a stuffed toy, like a stuffed bird. Best harnesses there are on the market. It's the aviators harnesses. They are awesome harnesses, and because they come with the DVD, you don't need the DVD unless you're old school and you've got a DVD player. But you can jump on YouTube and watch the aviator videos, instructional videos, how to get your bird used to a harness, how to harness train them, and and you'll see what they do with them. It's mind blowing.
Jojo, he threw it away.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for a great show tonight. I had a blast.
My pleasure, anytime.
I can't wait for next week's show. It's going to be another great next week.
Yep, let's bring it on. Live Q&A.
With that, everyone, have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed learning about macaws. Good night, everybody. You are not going to want to miss the next episode of Friday Live with Aqua Alex. On the next episode of Friday Live with Aqua Alex, a few more segments will debut. There will be a featured saltwater fish, a featured South American fish, and Aqua Alex Awesome Fish every Friday starting on the next episode. The featured saltwater fish will be the maroon clownfish. The featured South American fish will be the banded leporhinus. Aqua Alex's awesome fish will be the rotkeel severum. Aqua Alex's featured fish will be the tinfoil barb. Aqua Alex will discuss salt being used in a freshwater aquarium, and he will have tips for selling fish on Craigslist. Aqua Alexa will have aquarium facts on ditherfish. There will be a surprise special guest. What will be the featured Oasis Aquatics fish, and more. Don't miss the next Friday Live with Aqua Alex, live Friday, June 14th, 2024 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. On YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale, and Twitch, Real Alex Cardinale 1993. On the next Saturday Live, it's time to celebrate fathers. The next Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale will be Father's Saturday Live, and it takes place Saturday, June 15th, 2024, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. The animal of the world will be the chimpanzee. The Oasis Aquatics featured fish will be the red-tailed giant gourami. Aqua Alex's featured fish will be the fire eel and the panther grouper. The local South Florida featured business will be AMF Bowling in Boynton Beach. Alex will have facts on Fenway Park and Instagram. WWE fan Alex Cardinale will be on hand as he'll review and recap WWE Clash at the Castle 2024. And Alex will discuss Father Day activities, WWE dads who are wrestlers, and he'll answer the question, would he want to be a father? All that and more live on Father's Saturday Live Saturday, June 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.